Hello, welcome to a Board Deck and Dice Kickstarter preview of an early copy of the Champion of the Wild. The Champion of the Wild is a social argument reasoning game for 3 to 6 players. Let's take a look at what it involves. In the Champion of the Wild, each player will take a undecided and ready to vote card of their colour, tokens for the 3 events. I've only done one here just to demonstrate how it would work, but you have events, 6 tokens for, no 5, sorry, for event 1, event 2 and event 3, and on the rear they have first, second and third and the amount of points you get. So first gives you 10 points, second gives you 8 points, third gives you 6 points. What will happen is 3 events will be chosen from a variety of categories. I've chosen power, team and technical, mainly because those are the ones that have got finished artwork on. There is also speed and, what's the other one? Speed and endurance are the other 2 categories that you can choose from, and there's a big wedge of events already in the game. Some have got the artwork on. But there's everything from ballroom dance to 100-metre hurdles to volleyball, ice slide and so on and so forth. Events will have some icons on that let you know the parameters. So this one has a water, jousting has a water lane available and a flying lane. In animal stacking you cannot use water or flying, and in hide and seek you cannot use water but you can fly. So each player will get dealt 7 animal cards and they will choose one which they will think will do the best over the 3 events. They will take one of the events, so we'll start with jousting, and then they will start discussion about why their animal will do the best at the event. When people have decided that they are convinced by an argument, they will turn their card over for ready to vote, and when half or more are turned over, the vote takes place. To vote, you will take your tokens, and you're not allowed to vote for yourself. So we have too many tokens here, we don't need first place. So the bald eagle might say, I'm going to give them first place, which is done secretly, and then second place, and then that would be done the same, and all those would be taken off and totted up at the end of the 3rd round to see who the winner is. So let's just have a few example goes, shall we? So the bald eagle person in jousting might say, well, the bald eagle's obviously going to win jousting because they are the most agile, they can avoid the other person's jousting stick and they will be able to knock the rider off with ease and accuracy because of their great talons, especially against the anaconda, who is not great for riding. And others might say, whoa, I'll use the anaconda as a bungee sort of harness and tie myself into it so I remain unknockable offable, which are definitely words, from the anaconda, and therefore I'll be able to win. And the blue whales may say, well, the thing is, no one has as much surface area as the blue whales. It'd be very difficult to knock someone off. The bald eagle might say, oh, come on, you're slippy, all that sort of thing. For animal stacking, the blue whale would obviously, there's no water available, so they would have to have helpers providing. There is rules on the card as well. Animals are stacked on top of each other so that only one animal is touching the ground. Players can use tools and machineries to move the animals, but the stack must remain stable for 1 minute to qualify as stable. The number of animals in the stack is scored. So you've got to say, right, I will be able to get at least 18 eagles stacked on each other because of this and this. We'll form a pyramid using the wingspan, they'll be able to stand on the wings, etc, etc. The whales might say, no, we're allowed equipment, we can have water breathing apparatus, and we'll just stack on top of each other, left to right, crisscross, etc, etc. Hide and seek, again the whale's going to struggle with this one, a poor choice there for this. The bald eagle's going to say, right, I'm going to fly right up the chimney and hide up there. The anaconda's going to say, well, I'm just going to attach myself under the chair like this, and the blue whale will say, I am going to pretend to be a sofa. Again, everyone will vote, and at the end of that turn, you will turn over your tokens that have been placed on your animal, and you will count the points, and the person with the most points wins. So that is the Champion of the Wild. For a game of this type, I really like Champion of the Wild. I've struggled with games of this type before that have an emphasis on making people feel like they need to be funny. Now this has that to a degree, but you can also just argue factually. You can say, no, my creature's definitely got the best for this, and actually the fun comes from thinking of something clever like the eagle going up the chimney, or the snake becoming a harness on the jousting so you can't be knocked off, and the people's retorts to that. I like that you can hurry the end of the round by saying, I've heard enough, I'm going to turn my card because I'm ready to vote, and when half the people have done that, then everyone has to vote. And I like the kind of scoring system of voting for everyone but yourself, so you have to really think. I guess that could be abused, sort of. If you were going to play this game, try and play this game to win, and try and play this game tactically, you might think, I'll just give all different players first across the rounds and not too many people first. But really, if you're thinking that way about a game like this, you shouldn't be playing a game like this. This is a fun game, a game of discussion and wits, but one that gives you a bit more to work with than Funemployed or games of that ilk. It's one that I have found, it says 8+ on the age range. I find 6 and 7 year olds have quite a lot of fun with this because they've got the imagination to make it work, and I have quite a lot of fun listening to their reasonings. So I think of this sort of game, this kind of social party style, chat about and decide who makes the best reasons. I get a bit like Balderdash in a way, a category in Balderdash. I think this is a really good example, and I shall look forward to it coming out on Kickstarter. It is The Champion of the Wild by Big Imagination Games. Their website and Facebook page will be in the link if you want more information about the Kickstarter. Thanks very much for watching Board, Deck and Dice. We'll see you next time.